Hey everyone, welcome back to the Awesome Life Podcast. I'm Karen Stultz, your host, and I am a what do I want to say, a protagonist. I like to know all of the ins and outs of things. I like to explore all of the possibilities of way things could be and make them easier, make them a little bit more enjoyable, and also inspire our listeners to have an awesome life, whatever that might look like for you. And today's guest, I think you're going to enjoy a lot. I love this lady. We were
Mm.
just talking a little bit before and having some fun. And for me, fun is number one. So let me tell you a little bit about Joanne Homestead. She is an expert email copywriter, a holistic copy coach, and she is an obsessed storyteller. And that's how I learned. That's all there is
Mm.
to it. With over 15 years of experience creating, captivating, and aligning messages as a master teacher, she helps soulful entrepreneurs and coaches in wellness, well being, and mindset to elevate their stories to connect, compel, and soulfully sell with integrity, email style. I love it. So, welcome, Joanne.
Yeah, thanks, Karen, for having me on. I love how you said you're a protagonist. We were just talking about before our recording about stories and books and protagonists. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I love this.
Well, it's fun sometimes.
Oh,
So,
totally.
yeah. Now, you were a teacher, and now you are an entrepreneur, teaching the and well, tell me more. How did what created that transition?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. And I also get the question of, do you miss teaching a lot as well? And I say no. Actually, I don't miss teaching because what I love doing as a teacher, I'm now doing as an email copywriter. Um, Not in the form of teaching, but in the form of understanding who you're talking to, understanding what do they need to hear, what stories will help them connect and engage. All those things. Those are things that I love doing as a teacher, and that's what I do as a copywriter now. So I did not answer your question, did I? I was no,
But we're
I
having
totally went
fun,
off
and that fun
already.
is number one.
So I was a teacher for 15 years, and I actually tried leaving teaching several times during that time, because of just personal reasons, the immense pressure and stress that are put on teachers in school systems. It was too much for me. And so I tried leaving. And I say try because I just couldn't couldn't figure out how I could leave because I knew I wanted to be a teacher. And so I got my degree in education. I got my master's as a literacy specialist. I've been teaching in the classroom for so many years. That's just what I know. And so when I tried to leave, I just really did not know what I could do outside of that. And so yes, I found this whole online business world, and that just it blew my mind. It just opened up so many possibilities.
So, as a teacher, it's such a pressure being a teacher these days, and I really admire teachers that are in it to help their students. But I can totally get with all of the challenges and pressure and things that are put on them. They're so much more than teachers anymore, and it gets to be overwhelming. And so, what prompted you to kind of want to leave the teaching profession? Because that is something that you seem to want to do.
Yeah, it really was. I felt like one, I was just was working all the time. I was working outside of school hours and working on the weekends. Um, I felt like, some years are just so stressful. I don't sleep well. I'm just not feeling great. My well-being, I feel like is struggling. And then it really was when I had my first son, and it was when I remember when he turned 1 years old, I realized like I want to spend more time with him besides just, we have we have the summer break and winter break and things like that, which most of the time is just trying to recover from the school year. And so I wanted to have more flexible time because during the school year, I felt like I didn't see him at all because I left so early in the morning, sometimes before the sun rises. And then I get home pretty late. I get like maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours with him before he starts his bedtime. And that was it. And that just made me sad. So that was another big prompt for for me really wanting to find something else from
And
there.
you were the main breadwinner.
Yes. So I've always been the main breadwinner in our family, now a family of four. And so yeah, it was a big leap of faith, also for my husband, who fully supported me in taking that jump to entrepreneurship because he knows what I've been through in those last 15 years as a teacher. He got to hear all the stories. And so it was a big leap of faith for us, but my husband looked at our finances, looked at, okay, how many years can we go to get my business running and up and um, being able to support our family. And so that really helped to kind of see that timeline. And then so I originally wanted to do a nice gradual going into business and a gradual leaving of teaching. But that did not happen because of the pandemic. And I felt like I just needed to fully resign. I didn't feel comfortable doing what the district was asking me. And so I fully resigned. And that's when I said, I'm going fully into my business, which I had just started that summer. So it was up and running for I think 2 months before I said, okay, we're going 100% in. Here we go.
And so your business is the copywriting, but you're not really teaching it. Or tell me more about your business and how that operates.
Yeah, so I originally started actually as a virtual assistant because I really wanted to see how other my clients ran the back of their business. Um, and I also just wanted to do all the things, all the tasks. I was like, just give it to me. I want to try them all. I want to see what I enjoy doing in this online business world. And so that's where I found my passion for copywriting. And so from there, I pivoted pretty quickly into copywriting. And from there, I niched down into email copywriting because I just feel like it's the fantastic world of email. Like you were talking about Harry Potter right before our episode here. And I feel like that's what email is to me. It's like a fantastic world, magical, fantastic world. And so I pivoted into email copywriting at that point. And did I may have not have answered your question. I have gone off again.
No,
Um,
it's great. So you're doing email copywriting but you're not teaching it for
oh, okay.
others. You're doing it for them. It's a done for you situation.
So thank you for circling back. Yes. So I started out with Done For You, and I write email sequences for my clients so that they can just have it on automation. And that's what I tell my clients like an email, a really well curated, beautifully crafted email sequence helps your email community feel seen, they feel heard, they resonate, they want to engage with you because the stories are engaging and they cannot help but reply and just engage and say, wow, that really resonated with me. Wow, that is me right there. Or, oh wow, I didn't know that about you. And so then I call it it's like a multiplier of yourself. You've just multiplied yourself. I'd like to use Calvin and Hobbes, the Calvin and Hobbes comic book. Calvin creates this multiplier for himself with a cardboard box, and he puts himself in, and then there's like seven of him running around, just like seven of them. But he says, okay, you're doing my homework, you are going to be doing my chores, you're gonna go do this, now I'm gonna go outside and play. And I said, that's what your email sequences are doing. You're multiplying yourself, and then they are running for you. Like, you help greet my email uh, subscribers who are just coming in. Okay, now you help nurture them and give them these stories, and it's just running in the background, and you just have it there. And so that's what I really love about it, is combining the storytelling and the strategy of how to guide someone from point A to point B to point C. That's kind of like, totally my teacher side. Like, okay, now you're here. Okay, now let's get here, and now let's get here, and then it's just all working for you. So that's the done for you. Have I do teaching now as well,
Oh,
besides the done for you, and that's the copy coaching that I do. And so that's where I teach you to fish. The done for you is, here's your beautiful salmon. Go and flay it up, have it with sushi or something. So so
oh,
yes, I do have a component of teaching now.
that's terrific. And are there special things, a special group of people that you write for? I mean, each person is so different. We're all the same. Come on, we have to
How
admit
are all this?
we're all the same, but there
Totally.
there are nuances that
Hmm.
make a person very unique. And I mean,
Hmm.
I can meet somebody and I really enjoy them, and I might enjoy their first email, but I don't open any of the others anymore. I'm sorry, guys. It, I'm just being honest here.
Yeah.
Open it up.
Mhm.
So how do you get to know your client well enough so that you can get people to open the emails in your funnel that you've created?
Yeah. So I specifically work with women entrepreneurs and coaches in wellness, well-being, and mindset. And I work specifically with them because I kind of fell into it when I first started as a virtual assistant. So happenly, my clients, one is a psychologist with a private practice. Another did art kits that was around wellness, art kits. There was a business coach who did a lot of mindset. And so I loved working with them. They're so grounded. They're very intentional. I felt like they really had also my best interest in mind too. They would ask, like, how are you? How are you doing right now? Or like, really, how are you? Like, when they ask how are you, they're really asking, how are you? And I
They
really appreciated
cared.
that.
They cared about you.
They cared. Yeah, they cared. And so I decided I would continue working with um, clients in wellness, well-being, mindset. And because of that, I now feel like that is my specialization. I can write about that easily because I'm in this industry where there's certain language that you use, there's certain ways of speaking about things. It is not aggressive. It's not any FOMO. There's no like shaming. There's no like, we're not creating guilt. We really are holding like a safe space. And so that that being able to specialize with wellness, well-being, and mindset also helps. And then the other thing is I have a process to get to know my clients
Oh, okay.
so that I can write their stories and write in their voice. So for the done for you service, where I'm giving you your beautiful salmon, so you can go put it in your email hatchery. Basically, I have a process where it's minimal effort for my clients. I know they're very busy. They're outsourcing for a reason. They do not have time. They don't have a lot of time. And so I have some pre-work booklet that they fill out, which can take them about an hour to do. And then we hop on a 60-minute call together, which is kind of like the kickoff call for the Done For You. And then that's where I ask more, I dig more, I ask more questions from the pre-work booklet. So I'm digging into their stories maybe, or I'm kind of fleshing out their strategy, all that stuff. And then from there, I am like lasers coming to my out of my eyes, just totally focused on their project, and I get it done in 3 days, and they can have their email sequence put into their system by the end of the week, and they're just their message is out there, and that's what I want. That is what I want for my clients. I want their message out there. Just go put it in, get it out there. And then for my copy coaching clients, I help them we work weekly together, so I'm getting to know them on a weekly basis, but I also have a lot of different booklets and questionnaires to help them hone in their voice, their tone, help them feel confident writing from a marketing perspective. Some of the clients love writing, but they don't have the like the copywriting piece of the marketing of the writing piece, and so that's those are the two ways that I really get to know the voice and the personality and the stories.
I love that. I love that. That makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, but getting back to your transition, of course, the pandemic definitely helped a lot of people recognize what was important to them. And in your case, it was your son, and it was you wanted to be with him more. And I guess you have a lot of support from your husband, which makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But the transition from being a teacher and having a regular paycheck to an entrepreneur is a challenge. So, did you start off with like a business plan and bank loans and all of that to create it? Or was it progressed enough? Had you started up that scale enough so that you didn't have to go through all of that?
Yeah, I basically what I had mentioned before is my husband looked at our finance side to see, if I was making $0, how long can we go for? Okay, if I were making uh $1,000 per month, how long can we go for? So he did all. He's like the spreadsheet master. He gets the spreadsheets out. I'm like, how did you do that? I don't know. I am not a numbers person. I am I I want to say that again. I am becoming a numbers person. I'm learning the numbers, but I don't know. It's just
That's why you're such a good fit together.
yes. So he gets the numbers out. He's like just crunching all the numbers. I'm like, okay, this is good. Now we have an idea of how much I need to start making, start growing, and grow my revenue from there. So no, I didn't take any loans out. It was what was really helpful for me was investing in a training program that was specifically for virtual assistants.
Oh,
That was really learning about basically like the full bird's eye view um, of marketing, all kind like blog. Like we went through blog, how to write blogs with SEO, how to um, email. They do email marketing, social media marketing, Pinterest, LinkedIn, YouTube, podcast, like everything. Because as a virtual assistant, you want to have all those different skills. But it wasn't about the strategy. It was about like you need to learn if you can implement for your clients. But also, what was great about investing in that program was a whole side on how to start your business, how to build up your business, how to get clients, all the back end, like how do you do contracts? How do you write a proposal? How do you, How do you network? All those things. So I was able to take that to help me then build up my business on the back end besides the skill, the skill building. So I was able to tap into my personal network first, which is what the training program highly recommends. And they say this, she says this a lot, but she says, you think you don't have anyone in your personal network, but put it out there and you're going to find at least one person. And so I put it out to my personal network first on Facebook. I just said, I'm starting my new business. I am a virtual assistant. This is what I can help with. And that's how I got my first two clients, was through my personal network, which I thought, I was like, I don't think anyone is going to need me in my personal network. But it worked. I got two right away from there. And
And
then
you
from there,
already had your pricing in mind from your training.
so I had I had my pricing, my proposals, my contracts, all of that in place already so that I could put it right into. The great thing about that training program was it was the learning, but it was also like actual implementing. And the program, it's called 90 Day VA. I want to give a shout out to Esther Inman, who runs 90 Day VA. She's amazing now. She was a former teacher as well. So her course is really good. And I'm saying that as a teacher. Teachers are terrible students. Let me tell you. We will
they're
go
like
off track
doctors are
because
terrible patients.
we will just go off and get distracted because we're like, we're the teachers, okay? If you don't know how to teach us, we're not gonna listen to you. She does an amazing job and really understands the pedagogy of like a course. And so it was a really amazing program. I've gone off on a rabbit hole again.
Well, this is wonderful. I mean, these are the things that uh, people don't tell you. And in the Awesome Life podcast, we want to share the inspiration that it is very possible. It's very possible to be able to make a transition and start enjoying life, creating that awesome life. So even right now, you have your clients readily there. You built your foundation, but it didn't. How long did it take for you to start getting clients so that you could now still be the main breadwinner for your family?
Mm, that's a hard question to answer. Entrepreneurship is so up and down.
Well, that's something that
I
we do need to recognize.
Yeah.
It is an up and down thing unless we have something in place. And I know you're working on something in place so that it doesn't have to
Mhm.
be up and down.
Yes. So I'm coming up on my fourth year this summer.
Wow. Wow.
And it has been up and down. I would say there's no like, I can't say there's like a consist it's like this, like up and down, down. And I think uh, why that is all that it's like the mindset that you get blocked, you're in your own way. I just
Yeah.
found out a few weeks ago I was in my own way again. I didn't even notice, but a series of things happened to a point where I was aware of it and then I could break through it. I'm like, I'm in my own way again. What am I doing? And so
We
this
self-sabotage is, that, and that's really what we get in our own way. We self-sabotage. And like you
oh
say,
yeah.
when somebody came to me and said, Karen, you're a victim. And I said, no, I'm not any victim. I'm making my own choices. I'm not a victim. It took almost 2.5 years. And all of a sudden I was doing something. I said, oh, I am playing victim. Not that I am a
Oh
victim, but I'm playing victim.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Well, this has to change right now.
Yeah.
Because I
It's
am
like that.
not a
It's like,
victim and I don't want to
right.
play a victim.
Yeah. It's that moment. That's what I felt like I had a few weeks ago. But to say when I started my business, I brought a lot of the trauma that I had from teaching into my business. I didn't even know. I didn't even know it. That's that
Yeah.
awareness piece. Like not even aware of the the stress and pressure I was putting on myself that I was wanting to get out of from teaching. I just brought it all. I just brought all into my business. And so it was really a coach that I like to say like it was divine intervention that I met because I did a training in her group, and then afterwards she was talking to me and she said like how are you feeling? And I just broke down. I said I am exhausted. I just had my second son and he was 3 months old, I think, maybe like two
Mm.
months old. I don't know. He was really young. And I was trying to push, I was trying to push in my business when it wasn't time to push. I was pushing so hard through the pregnancy because the first trimester was I was out. I was just so nauseous. And trying to write when you're pregnant is very difficult. And I was just trying to push through it and just being like, no, this is the trajectory I need to be on in order to provide for my family financially. I just need to be on this this trajectory. And I burned out, and it was not fun. I was exhausted, and I was just putting all this pressure on myself that was just coming from myself. It was just coming from myself. And so I worked with the coach and was able, I mean, really able to, as as we said, get out of my own way. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. And we all need
Oh,
coaches. We need you,
yeah,
and I have three coaches myself, and we all need coaches. And indeed, and that's what I help my clients do, is to eliminate that self-sabotage. Uh,
yeah,
just break through those blocks. And
mm-hmm,
it doesn't have to be hard, but
yeah.
we do certainly make it hard for ourselves because
We
I,
like to.
we were taught from the time we're yay high to, if you don't work hard, you're nothing. So it has to be hard.
Mm-hmm,
And it is. So we sabotage ourselves because if it's easy, then it's not worth anything. So let's make it hard.
yes.
And I'm saying, um, that doesn't compute for me. But I know I made it very hard on myself but I didn't know how to get out of it.
Mm-hmm,
And that's what you found when you had a coach. You found out a
yeah,
resource for them to get out of a situation.
yeah,
And
really, yeah.
and when all of a sudden a few weeks ago you say, "Oh, gee, why have I been doing that to myself all this time? That doesn't make any sense. And isn't it wonderful? We all have the power of choice. We have the
Mm-hmm,
power of choice. We're humans and we always have that. Nobody can take it away. Sometimes they're not very good choices, but we always
mm-hmm.
have the power of choice.
Yeah, it's powerful. That was one of the powerful lessons I learned while working with my coach. It's like I I get to be a mother.
Yeah,
It's not something that that is like happening to me, and I trying to fight it. It's like, no, I chose. I get it's just coming from it from a different perspective. Like
yeah.
I
Change
get
your
to.
perspective, change your truth.
Yes, I get to provide financially for my family.
Yeah,
That was a big breakthrough because with all the gender, like, this is what the woman does in the family, this is what the man does in the family, and coming from, the way I grew up and all that upbringing, and this is how it is. No, I get to provide financially for my family, and I get to have fun. I get to have fun with it. I have so much fun in my work, and my husband takes care of the kids, and he's like, "You always sound like you're having so much fun when you're working." I'm like, "I do. It's so much fun."
And fun, if we don't have playfulness and fun with our work, it takes a toll on our health, doesn't it? And
Hmm.
and the guilt of not being a good parent in our own
Hmm.
minds, you're probably the great parent no matter what, but
Yeah.
we have our own inner demons that say we should, we have to,
Hmm. Hmm.
and if we listen to them long enough, but when you can shift that
Hmm.
perspective and say, you know what, i I can do what I want. I
Yeah.
can do that.
I
So
think, yeah.
now we're talking, and we're having this wonderful conversation. And in a few minutes, you'll be going to pick up your son at school. And how awesome is that?
Yeah. Yeah. We can have
Everything
such a
kind of
fun
clicks
car conversation.
together, doesn't it?
Hmm.
When you
Hmm.
take charge of your own life.
Yeah. It has made such a, it was really life changing. Really was. Oh, owning my own business has just been life changing because I am constantly learning more about myself all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Just the personal growth is just amazing. And I feel like it can feel so uncomfortable because of the growing pains, but then you come out of it and wow, I feel really like free and light and just like a few weeks ago when I had that breakthrough. Like that was the thing I was doing. I was making something hard on myself. That was I had I chose to do something that would make it harder for myself in my business. And I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing that? Okay, get out of my own way. Let's get back. Get back on track here. Let's do it the easy way.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So I love this. And being able to take care of your clients and all in good time. I mean, 4 years, that's pretty remarkable, really, when you think about it. To
Yeah, yeah,
to be able to create a sustainable business. And yeah, there are ups and downs, but you have created a sustainable business that is growing all the time. And
yeah.
how marvelous it is. And when we get out of our own way and we
Hmm.
rewrite our story with your help, to rewrite our story so that we can be the heroes in our story. And
Yeah.
we were just talking about the Greek gods before we hopped on, and how we're able to deal with all of that. That's what the Greeks did, and the Romans as well, was to create these gods and the stories around them to explain what is going on in their lives. And
Hmm.
that's what you are doing for your coaching clients. And I love that. I think that is so fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
So tell me, I understand you have something that you're going to offer our listeners today.
Oh yes. Thank you for bringing that up. I almost forgot. I do have a free email storytelling guide
Oh,
that
yay!
I would love to offer to anyone listening. It is a kind of like a reference guide for when you're writing your emails, and it comes with 25 story prompts specifically for entrepreneurs in wellness, well-being, and mindset. And then it has 7 different kinds of hooks on how to hook your reader in right from the first line. And that comes with examples as well. And then there's I think 15-ish segues that you can just plug and play. You take one and just put it in your email to segue from the storytelling into what you're talking about in your business in that email. And so I've got a lot of positive, really great feedback on the guide. And if you check it out on the sign up page, you'll see a few testimonials for it.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's a huge thing to have, a wonderful resource. I know our time is getting shorter here, but I do have to ask you because it is in the world today of Chat GPT.
Mhm. Everyone
How
comes up. ChatGPT.
Yeah, Chat GPT. Why can't I just go to Chat GPT instead of paying Joanne to write my copy, you know?
Yeah, yeah. You can absolutely use ChatGPT if you would like. I am not stopping anyone from using ChatGPT. Um, I think ChatGPT is great, and I know you've been using ChatGPT as well, and so
I have.
I think it's a great resource to use for your writing your marketing content for like brainstorming ideas, listening out. I have some of my copy coaching clients who like to use ChatGPT while they're working with me to get at least like an email structure so they feel like, oh, there's something there. Um, but I do have to say there's something really essential in the process of actually writing it yourself. And that's where the journey is. That's almost like sometimes yes, you could use ChatGPT. And I'm specifically talking more about my copy coaching clients. Just kind of like what you're saying as a coach, there's a journey. There's a journey to go on. And you want to honor that journey when you want to, if you want to write with confidence to be able to do that. But you have ChatGPT as your assistant. That's how I like to think of it. Like they're your assistant. Um, but don't rob yourself of the journey because that's where you're really learning. You're learning something about yourself. You're learning something about confidence or visibility or putting your stories out there from your own hands. I was going to say pen, but we all use the computer from your
Yeah,
own
having
keyboard.
having you as a coach there, helping them see what they're not seeing. Because it with
Hmm.
ChatGPT, you do have to ask the right question to get the best answer. And if you're not
Hmm.
seeing it, a person as yourself can help bring that out a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah, you kind of have to be your own coach with ChatGPT because you got to ask the right questions and it
Yeah.
will learn and that's great. But definitely, um, I feel like for especially my done for you clients, I'm like, we are infusing the soul into this. This
Yeah.
is not just this is not just marketing. Marketing is not just marketing. Marketing is building relationships. Building relationships takes care. It takes love. It takes relationship building. And that's what I want to create for my clients is content that helps people feel seen and heard. And you can tell that at least I can tell the difference when ChatGPT has written something for someone. I'm on a lot of email lists for market research reasons, but I can tell when I open an email, I'm like, that's definitely written by AI. I can tell.
Yeah. Yeah. You really can. I mean, even I can tell. And
Yeah.
I use it, but I've infused, I won't use it straight up.
Yeah,
I
right.
infuse
It's a
myself
great
into it.
tool. Yeah, and then infuse yourself into it. Yeah, there's a difference there. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So how can people get in touch with you, Joanne?
Yeah, I am most active on Instagram at Desk Plant Creative, which is my business name, and you just put a dot in between the words desk.plant.creative. And then I'm also active on LinkedIn, and you can find me there, just my name, Joanne Homestead. or Joanne Homestead copywriter. I am the only Joanne Homestead on LinkedIn. So just search my name and I will pop up. So yeah, those are two ways. And then also, if you are interested in my free email storytelling guide, you can join my free email community there. And that's where I am most active as an email copywriter. I love writing emails to my own email community. And so I give tips on storytelling techniques, copywriting tips, and also stories of all flavors.
And is that on Facebook or LinkedIn?
So my free email community is my email list that you can hop on
Okay, so if they
through.
get your free guide, they'll
Yes.
get on your email list and get
Yeah.
into your free email community.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. And so they
Yeah.
get your information through emails.
Mm-hmm. Through emails.
How unique for
It's a
an
lot of
email
fun,
copywriter.
right? I feel like sometimes as service providers, we are like the cobblers without the shoes situation. I know I have collaborated with a lot of different like website designers or other marketers, and they're like, yeah, I just don't have time to do it for myself. I do it for my clients. And I was like, yeah, I feel that way too. Like I write to my email community, but not as much as I'd love to because I'm also, writing for clients as well. But I do now. I'm mostly on like I write once a week now. I've really built it up over the last 2 years. Even as an email copywriter, I'm saying I started
Yeah.
really slow. I wrote once every 3 to 4 weeks. Then it became once every 2 weeks, and now it's every week, and it just feels easy.
It it yeah, it doesn't have to be hard, does it? And
Yeah.
but it does have to come from your heart, and that's where you're leading from all the time
Mm-hmm.
with
Mm-hmm.
people. So, I can't believe our time is over, but I will have her information, her website, and how to get that free storytelling guide, email guide, and in the show notes below. So be sure to get there. And I can't thank you enough, Joanne, for sharing your story and inspiring so many people to recognize that we do not have to be stuck in a situation. We can change that if we choose to do it. We just need to get out of our own way. And that's where I come in and help you release the self sabotage, eliminate it so that we are no longer in our own way and grow and heal and feel abundant and awesome in every aspect of our lives. So that is fantastic what you are doing. Because I know if I had known you 4 years ago, I would have jumped on you like anything. I, but I know you now, and I'm so grateful. And I know that we will stay connected. And anybody listening, please reach out to her, join her community, because you can hear how fantastic Joanne Hempstead is.
Yeah. Thanks,
Homestead,
Karen.
excuse
Thanks
me.
for having me on.
And so everyone, until next time, be awesome.